and will be headed for UCLA in the fall. LaVar Ball joins us right now on the AT&T hotline. LaVar, it's Dale, Michael, and Rich. Thank you very much for being with us.
Hey, how you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Let's start and get this out of the way right off the bat. Celtics have the first overall pick in the draft. Would you prefer they not select your son?
Yes. I want him to be a Laker, but that's my preference. But like I said, whoever picks my son, that's fine. You know, but that's just my opinion. It wouldn't be like I'm like, oh, man, he got to go to Boston. I love him to stay in L.A.
And why?
Just me, though.
And why is that? Do you not like the Celtics? Is it just?
No, it's not about me liking them or disliking them. It's just that we're West Coast guys. I love for him to stay on the West Coast where his brothers can see him all the time. You know, most of the time. It's like we're a big family. So that's just the only difference. But like I said, my son will play for any team on the fact that his goal was to make it to the NBA, so it doesn't matter what team he plays for.
All right, LaVar, you're on the West Coast, so you have an opportunity to see Steph Curry. This Steph Curry thing is driving me crazy. Do you really, really believe
Yes.
that Lonzo can beat Steph Curry? Well, that's insane. Why?
Why is it insane, though? Why is it insane? So basically, this is what we're saying here, and this is what people don't understand. They're saying Steph Curry works harder than my boy, so all the stuff that Lonzo does is irrelevant.
No, they're not saying that at all. He's proven he's a unanimous MVP in the league.
Say again?
He's a unanimous MVP. He was a unanimous MVP in the NBA. He has proven himself.
Everybody chose the people who voted for him. But you look at it like this. Most of the time, you're going to take the bigger, stronger, faster guy.
Right.
Right? He just did a more body of work where people are like, nah, Joe's not better than him. Why not?
Well, listen, I love.
Because you have a title. Let me tell you this. No. Just because you have a title doesn't mean that you're better than a lot of people. Just because you have a title, you just have a title. It's just like sometimes you have a company and you have a guy under you that's doing all the work, but you can't be smarter than the president. But
that's going too far. Lonzo Ball, who I love, had 10 points in his final college game and got torched pretty good, though.
You got to understand this too now. Zoe is not a stat guy. He's a winner. He just wins. That's his main thing. If he wanted to get 30 or 40 a game, he could do that, but he's not going to be the player that Lonzo is. That's what people don't understand. Okay, look at this. Okay, let's just say Steph Curry doesn't have a name and Lonzo doesn't have a name.
Right.
And they both line up and you're getting ready to pick. And you look at one guy and you say, wow, he's 6'3". And you look at the other guy and say, oh, he's 6'7". And then they race. And the 6'7" guy beats him. Then they jump. And the big guy jumps higher than him. Which one are you going to take?
No, but it's basketball. It's not like a run. The fastest guy or the tallest guy. I would tell you this. In Boston, I think Isaiah Thomas would torch Lonzo Ball. And that's no disrespect to your son. It's just the fact that.
Why would he torch? You don't think Lonzo would torch him?
I don't think so. I think all these guys. All of these guys.
Why wouldn't Lonzo torch him?
Because he still has to grow into his body, number one. Number two, he is a 18, 19-year-old kid who doesn't know the NBA.
You just said what does age and size got to do with anything?
He doesn't have the.
I just painted a scenario between Lonzo and Steph Curry, and you're like, no.
He's got a lot of room to grow. He's got a lot of room to grow.
He's got a lot of room to grow, and his ceiling is very high. So that's what I'm saying. That's people's opinion. I'm not going to say that because I'm like, oh, he got to guard my boy in the post. He got to guard him running the game. You're not going to know that. You can just make all these assumptions until they get out there and play. And just because you score more points don't mean you better.
But I saw him play in his last game, and he had a good season, but they had a hard time.
He played his last game, and you're going to judge him on one game?
I'm not judging him on one game.
Check this out.
I've been raving about him all year, but defensively, that was not good.
What was their record last year? 15 and 17.
Right.
Have you ever known of a freshman to come in there and turn a program around like that? Never. So that's what I'm talking about, the body of work that Lonzo has done. And like I said, all this is entertainment for people to say the next day, oh, he did good, he did bad. Okay, Darren Fox, he did a hell of a job against Lonzo, but why was he crying in the game after?
But they won the game, though.
Crying the game after. That's what I'm at.
I mean, Carmelo Anthony won the whole thing as a freshman.
The guy from North Carolina now. The guy from North Carolina, did he torch him?
Now, all right, let's say Lonzo is drafted by the Celtics. I know you'd prefer him to be on the Lakers.
Drafted by the Celtics, yeah.
No, but okay, let's say that he is. Could we expect to see you here in Boston a lot? Would you be at a lot of the games? Would you be sitting in the front row here in Boston?
Oh, yes, I would. Why wouldn't I come watch my son play?
No, I know, because you have two other sons out in California. I was just curious what you would do.
Like I told other guys, man, that'll be one of my most traveled seasons ever, because I will have a son in the NBA, I will have a son in college, and I will have a son in high school. So I will bounce around as hard and quick as I can. But if it all comes down to it, let's say they all have a game on the same day. I go to the youngest.
Yep.
Which is Melo. And it falls in suit just like that.
So, okay, so let's say you'd still be at a lot of the NBA games.
I'm not going to be at a lot of games. Like, I'm not going to be traveling every week, and I'm not going to be living down there.
Right.
So it's not like I'm going to be – I would enjoy to watch my sons. I just have a complete joy of watching any one of them play.
Now, it's probably easier to be a little bit more hands-on in high school, dealing with a high school coach, a little bit less so in college. What about the pros? Do you see yourself being hands-on with a guy like Brad Stevens and talking with him a lot?
No, I don't. I didn't do that with Alfred. You know what you're getting from my boys when you get them. Anything before that, you don't. In high school, you don't know what you're getting. That's why I have to mold them into these players. It's just like everybody thought I went to practices and all that stuff with Steve Alford. No. I never went to one practice. I'm not going to be up there talking about wherever he goes, hey, man, you need to play my son like this. No, Lonzo's turning into a man. That's his job.
I read a quote.
The wrong concept, thinking, LaVar is going to be like hands-on, standing in practice. Oh, my son don't do it that way. Man, come on now. You don't do that way at nobody's job. When you let your kids go and turn into men, all you can do is guide them. And then you got to let them go. I let Lonzo go last year. The other high school guys, I'm still with them.
Will your son still be at Chino Hills if Stephen Gilling is still the coach there next year?
My son is not going nowhere. We built Chino Hills. Nobody's talking about, hey, I want to come play for Coach Steph Gilling. He's the hell of a coach. I just want to get better. Nobody's doing that. They understand what it is over there at Chino Hills. And it's about playing with the ball boys, having some excitement in the game, and just playing fast.
Well, now the athletic director, Jeff Schuld, said that the school would choose Gilling given the choice between Ball and the coach.
Right. That's fine. They can say what they want. But my son's not going nowhere. We built that school. We're not going nowhere, even if I got to sign a petition or something. I mean, it's a lot of stuff in the background that these guys don't understand, that kid is doing bad. I'm talking about the coach.
Let's get it. What's your issue with him? Because you seem to be.
Here's the thing that was funny, which people don't even understand. I trained him when he was young. When he was 13 to 18, I was training him. I taught him how to shoot. These last couple of years, I've been feeding this guy over at the house, breakfast, lunch, dinner. He knew what it was before he even got in there. We went 35-0, double teaming and pressing and trapping and doing stuff our way. 35-0. Now your head get big and you think you're better than what you are.
But he's a coach, but he's a head coach.
How do you think he got that job?
Oh, sure.
I'm not even rubbing that in his face. I helped him develop.
Sure, you helped him get the job, but don't you have to respect the fact that he's got the position of head coach? You're a parent.
Yes, I understand the fact of him having a head coaching job, but you look at this. Who do you think gave him the players and the style of play? That all comes from me, and everybody knows that. But as far as winning, we had just went 35-0. Why would we do something different?
But why wouldn't you be a coach? Why wouldn't you coach on the team if you're not going to respect
I have to be the coach. That's why we on autopilot.
Listen. And there's a story that you didn't go, that you wouldn't leave the locker room. Is that true? You go into the locker room. He says,
check this out. It's not even. See, that's the pictures that they painted. We went to Arizona the week before, and we went in and doing our thing. I'm all in the locker room like I've always been, saying good job to the boys and just coming in there, listening to him give his speech. Now, all of a sudden, we want to get to Vegas a week after that, 2 weeks after. He didn't say nothing when I was in the locker room the times before, when the season started. So don't paint this picture like I just came in the locker room all of a sudden. He was like, get out the locker room. The thing about it, when I was walking towards the locker room, he was like, LaVar, get out of there. Don't go in there. Acting like I'm a kid. I was in front of the whole group.
So
you tell me not to do something, I keep walking. Don't try to act like you undermining me, like I ain't no father or something like that.
Is the problem that you taught him how to play? Like if it's somebody else, would you, even though you disagree with him, would you respect him?
I would respect him unless he start doing bad things like he's been doing. And like I said, this is what the part that people don't see as far as I'm not trying to be like, oh, this is my team, this is what I do, this is me. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I was there only to help him. Like I said, even my wife helped him write his resume and everything. So it wasn't like I was like, I don't like this guy. He's not doing it my way. It wasn't about that. The fact that after we lost to Modern Day, he cussed out my youngest son talking about he lost the game. Even if he did, you don't say that in front of everybody. That's where you lose your respect. And he told the boys, don't let your dad get in your head. Listen to what I say. And that's a cardinal sin. You ain't did nothing for my boys. You ain't taught them how to play. You haven't did nothing for them. You haven't provided them with no clothes, no food, nothing. And don't undermine me by saying I'm the father and you the coach. Who is that? Who's the coach? But don't take it off on this whole other level where you just think you're just running the whole thing. Because how do you get to be a coach, young, black, and never had a head coaching job, no experience ever? He never coached a freshman team as a head coach.
But if you helped him get the job, you got to at least let him do the job. But let's get off him for a second.
Okay,
let's go.
I'm letting him do the job. And when you start talking crazy to me, that's when it's a problem. You have resistance now. The other coach last year had no resistance where we just ran and won, and it was successful. It was fun. Now he's trying to divide the team in oh, no, this is what I do, this is what I say, this is what I say. Whoa, wait a minute, man. If you wanted a program like that, go to it somewhere else. It was already established what was going on here. How do we think I put him in that position to say, you know what, this is great for you. All I can do is help you. And then I'm not bullying him like saying, no, we're going to do it this way.
To understand,
do your own thing and see what happens.
To understate it, you got a lot of opinions. You're very outspoken. Do you think that puts unnecessary pressure on Lonzo or any other or any of your other sons?
No.
Why not?
Because it's not pressure.
Because everybody's going to want to dunk on. Everybody's going to want to dunk on Lonzo as soon as he gets to the NBA.
But here's the thing: is that something new? If you're in the NBA, shouldn't everybody want to dunk on you?
Yeah, but it's a little extra. It's a little extra though.
If you want to be the best, I don't want my son going into a situation where they say, you know what, Lonzo, you're a great guy, man. We're not even going to play that hard on you. We want you to ease in nice and gentle to the NBA. We're not coming after you. Man, that's a bunch of hogwash. I want them all coming after my boy because that's how you get to be the greatest. You can't take this stuff passively. You got to want that competition, and preparation loves victory. If you don't prepare for this, guess what? You're going to fail big time. But at least if you're prepared, strengthen your body, getting strong, just concentrating on your craft, man, you can start at the bottom and work your way up. But if you don't have that big baller brand motto, which is built for this, if you ain't built for it, it's okay. My boys are built for this, and they understand the trials and tribulations that you have to go through to be the greatest.
You big Steph. Just one more thing. I already asked you about Steph Curry. How about LeBron? All right, so first, LeBron doesn't like what you said about his sons.
People hold their feelings on their sleeves, and that's okay. And anytime you talk about somebody's kids or something like that, they get touchy, and that's fine. But it was never like I was like, you know what? I'm just going to come out the blues and say my sons are going to be better than LeBron James' sons and LeBron James' sons. All I said was make a point. My opinion was that anybody that's a superstar, I'm talking about a superstar, I've never seen one of their kids be like great.
Well, how do you think Lonzo would match up with LeBron? You already got Steph Curry on the scrub list. Let's move on up.
Here's the thing. LeBron going to do his thing. Lonzo going to do his thing. That's the thing. And it's not a one-on-one game. It's not like LeBron's going to guard him the whole game. And if he does, that's even great because now Lonzo will throw the ball to a bunch of other people that he's not stopping. Lonzo understands it's not a one-on-one game. It's your team against my team. But on people on the outside in the conversation for the next day is this player did better than this player. Now, let me ask you this. Would you rather have a player average 50 points a game and never make the playoffs, or would you rather have a guy who averages 6 points and wins championships?
Is this rhetorical?
Hey.
You want the championships. You want the LaVar, let me ask you, have you ever turned down a TV or radio interview request?
Yes. I've turned down some things.
Now, you
as far as a TV thing,
yeah,
a couple of people wanted me to do a reality thing in such a form that they wanted to create all this drama, which is throwing drinks on people and getting mad at my brother because his son is not playing and mine. I don't do that. I said, no, as long as anybody can do a reality show on me, as long as they just picture me how I am.
So what we see,
not changing.
What we see and what we hear is what you get. This is the real you. Now, I know
it's really me, and that's all it is.
Now, I know you said that the pressure, or we see it, and I know you don't see it, but we see it as sort of you're putting pressure on your kids when you're comparing them to Steph Curry and to others. If it's not her, yeah, go ahead.
I told my boys from day one, here it is. I told my boys from day one, since they were small, what is pressure? And pressure ain't got nothing to do with sports. That's what I've told them. I said all it is an entertainment. Instead of going to the movies, you're just going to watch a sporting event. It's the same thing. It's just entertainment. And what comes with that is the winning and losing. And I've always taught my boys that whenever you win, you blame everybody else on the team. So if a guy gets 4 rebounds and he gets 6, say, that's why we won, because he got 2 more extra rebounds. This guy scored 4 and he's scoring 8. That's the guy we won. But when you lose, I've taught him this from day one so it doesn't bother them. When you lose, you blame yourself, whether you had 40 points, 30 rebounds, and 20 assists. You didn't do enough to help your team win. So I've always taught them that, so it's not nothing new when people come to them and say, wow, you only had 4 points, man, and you lost the game for them. You didn't do this, but the game before you were awesome and you sucked and all that. It's okay. You had 30 good movies and 4 bad ones. It's all right.
Now, we don't see typically a lot of athletes' fathers on ESPN or here on WEEI talking about their kids. Do you think?
You know why? They don't ask them. That's why.
You think that's why?
But you know why? Yeah, that's exactly why. You guys are calling me. I'm not calling nobody.
No, it's a good point. We called you, but do you think this helps? Do you think this helps your kids?
Hey, let me tell you this. I don't help my kids by talking. I help my kids by doing. I help Lonzo by holding the clock and helping him sprint up hills. I pull out the shooting machine and watch him shoot and rebound the ball. I help my guys by doing stuff, not by talking. Like I said, it can't hurt them on the fact of what I'm saying on the outside. That's just my opinion. If somebody picks a team by what some father is saying or what somebody's saying on the outside, just like scouts, you can say how good a kid is, but you better go watch and see. Because if it was like that and everybody was picking, everybody's father would say, you know what, pick my boy, he's the greatest. And GMs and everybody would say, you're right. Just because you told me he is, I'm going to pick him. You got to go out there and perform, and that's what my boy does. Regardless of what I'm saying, he know how I am. I know how he is. So it's no big deal. I love talking to people. It's fun to me. It's just like meeting somebody on the street. If you're interested in what my boys is doing or something like that, I'll talk to you. It's just right now, I got these microphones. I'm on the thing right here, but I'm not going to change. I'm in front of cameras and like that. That's fine. If you want to ask me something and I want to tell you about it, I'm good with that. But don't be mad because I give you my opinion if you're asking me.
We're talking with LaVar Ball. Sports history has had examples. Todd Marinovich's father, the Williams sisters' parents, and quite honestly, at times it looks like the parents consider the kids to be ATMs. Is Big Baller Brand kind of an extension of that kind of feeling for me?
No. See, that's a whole different thing. See, what?
Who's that?
Yeah, that was one of my sons.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
No, this is the thing right here. All those people were needy. I'm building this brand for a different purpose, to build an empire for my boys. That's the thing. I don't need anything. I have all I want in life, which is a beautiful wife and 3 loving boys. I have that, so I don't need anything else. But as a parent, you want your kids to do better than you, and you want them to be well taken care of. And that's all I'm building is an empire right here for these guys. It's not for me. It doesn't matter. And that's what people don't get. It's like this. They're talking about exploitation and looking at my boys as an ATM machine. For what? I already have. My passion is personal training, and I still do that to this day. I have my own Big Ballers training. Been doing it for 20 years. So it's not like I'm like, Lonzo, hurry up and make it to the league so you can buy me a nice house and some cars. I need some money. For what? See, that's what people don't understand. I told my boys this. Don't play the game for money. That's not what they plan it for. Play it for a passion and the entertainment value that it is. Because let's say you make all the money and you have bought everything you wanted to buy in the world. What's left? What are you going to do now? You better have a passion for something. And that's what my boys is having this passion for playing the game of basketball. And the key to life is if you have a passion for something and you happen to get paid for it, you've already won.
Well, I agree with that. What I don't agree with is Michael Jordan 101. Come on now, LaVar.
Jordan 101.
Stop it.
Before. This is where Michael Jordan got a name. LaVar
Michael Jordan got game and a name. Michael,
guarantee you this.
LaVar, Michael Jordan can beat you.
I'm 6'6", 270, fast, quick, jumping out the gym, going against a guy one-on-one,
Oh, this
190.
is.
There's no way he can guard me.
Would you post him up? What would you do, LaVar? You post him up a little bit?
Too light.
Too light.
Michael Jordan in his.
Bench pressing 500 pounds What
Come
do you
on,
think Michael
reps?
had to do when he started playing against the Detroit Pistons?
Is that Max?
He had to get in the weight room and start lifting weights.
You didn't see the turnaround, huh? You didn't see
Here's
Mike.
the thing.
You didn't see him 63 against the Celtics, huh?
Played one-on-one. If it was played one-on-one, I'd be the champ of the world. There ain't nobody beat. I've never been beat one-on-one.
That's just crazy.
Have you ever played?
Michael Jordan could put on his favorite suit right now and dress shoes and beat you and shut you out. You got to be kidding.
I bet you wouldn't bet your house on it.
I would. I would bet my house on it. I would.
You'd be broken homeless.
LaVar, I do want to ask you, Chris Bryant, who plays for the Cubs, he was the NL MVP. His father did an interview on some ESPN radio show in Chicago, and I'd like to get your response to it. Here's what Chris Bryant's dad had to say. So what do you think of that?
I think he need to pay attention to his own son. Plus, he's white, so he probably raised his kid differently where he can talk all that crazy stuff. Like I said.
What's that? Well, hold on. What is that? Wait. Hold on.
He ain't had a comment in how many years, and now he want to comment on this like he's a child psychologist or a father. I feel bad. He don't even know my kid, so how you gonna feel bad for me just talking for the radio?
You think he said it because he's white?
He don't feel bad for nothing. I bet you he went out last night and just laughing and talking and having a good time. He talking about somebody zip it. Maybe he needs to zip it.
Well, no, you said he's white. He raised his kid in another way. What does that mean?
It's a different way. It's a different lifestyle. And like I said, not even only on that, why is he commenting on my, where about your kid and you talking about zip it? Why are you even being interviewed? When the last time you've been interviewed about anything?
How many white kids get $100,000 cars when they turn 16?
All of them.
Hey, listen.
None of my three did.
I was a white kid. Full disclosure.
You got left out. Oh, well, you got to start somewhere.
I had like a 92 Ford Taurus when I was 18.
Oh, you got maybe you didn't like that style. That's probably why.
All right, finally, before we let you go, do you know Danny Ainge? Have you talked to him at all? Do you know anything about him? What do you think of
I
him?
don't know anything about Danny Ainge, but I know he was when he was a player, he was one of them sticklers that get up under you, boy.
And
But I haven't talked to him. I don't know Danny Ainge. I just, watched him play when he was younger, and I knew for a white guy, you could elbow him in the face, he going to get back up and keep playing.
He guarded Michael Jordan. He did all right against him. He did all right against Michael Jordan.
He did anything against Michael Jordan. I don't know.
LaVar, we appreciate you taking the time. It was fun talking with you. All right,
Thanks, LaVar.
All right,
Take
guys-
care.
All right, we'll see you. Hey, the Celtics are going to draft Lonzo. Get ready.
All righty. Thank you, guys.
See you.
All right.
That is
Appreciate it.
That is LaVar Ball.